Not all curses are born from hatred. Sometimes they spring from a single, simple mistake. Forgetting someone, deep within an ancient castle in France, a princess lies in a state that is neither death nor life. She has been asleep for 100 years, waiting. But it isn't time that will awaken her. It is fate. In a prosperous and joyful French kingdom, a king and queen lived with a single, deep yearning in their hearts. For years they had wished for a child. Prayers were whispered in quiet chapels, and hope was a constant, flickering candle in the royal court. Then, one fateful night, the palace bells rang out, their joyous clamour echoing through the kingdom. The princess had been born. Her first cry wasn't just a sound. It was the melody of a prayer finally answered, a testament to years of patient waiting. The entire kingdom celebrated, for this tiny life symbolized a future filled with promise and happiness. To celebrate this momentous occasion, the king commanded a grand feast, the likes of which the kingdom had never seen. The great hall of the palace was adorned with silks and jewels, and tables groaned under the weight of the most exquisite foods. One by one, they approached the ornate cradle. The first fairy, with a wave of her wand, bestowed upon the infant unparalleled beauty. The second gifted her with a sharp and curious mind, a boundless intelligence. The third gave her a gentle heart, full of compassion and kindness. The blessings continued, each one a precious stone added to the crown of her future. But as the celebration reached its peak, a shadow fell over the joyous proceedings. The grand doors of the hall creaked open, revealing a figure cloaked in darkness. It was an old fairy, her face a mask of cold fury. So, I am forgotten. The music stopped. The laughter died. Every eye was fixed on the uninvited guest, a sense of dread slowly creeping into every heart. The king and queen looked at each other, a terrible realization dawning on them. In their joy, they had made a grave oversight. The old fairy advanced toward the cradle, her eyes burning with resentment. She raised a gnarled finger, and her voice echoed with chilling finality. At 16, she hissed, "This princess will prick her finger on a spindle and die." A collective gasp filled the hall. The queen, overcome with grief, collapsed to her knees, her sobs racking her body. The king, his face ashen, stood frozen in shock. "I cannot undo the curse completely," she declared, her light pushing back the shadows. "But I can change it. The princess will not die. She will only fall into a deep sleep for 100 years and will be awakened by a prince's true love." Desperate to protect his daughter, the king issued a sweeping royal decree. Destroy all spindles. He commanded, burn them. Not a single one shall remain in my kingdom. Royal guards scoured every home, every village, from the grandest manors to the humblest cottages. Great bonfires were lit, and the air filled with the smoke of burning spinning wheels. The people obeyed, hoping that by destroying the tool, they could destroy the curse itself. But a prophecy is not so easily unraveled. Fate, once woven, cannot simply be burned away. It waits patiently for its moment. The dark prophecy was almost forgotten, a distant nightmare from a bygone era. On the morning of her 16th birthday, the palace was alive with preparations for another grand celebration. Filled with youthful curiosity and energy, the princess decided to explore the parts of the sprawling castle she had never seen before. She climbed winding staircases and wandered down long-forgotten corridors. Finally, in the highest room of a secluded, dusty tower, she discovered a small chamber. There, hunched over a strange wooden contraption, sat a very old woman spinning yarn. The old woman, seemingly deaf to the world, simply continued her work. The kingdom fell silent, a magical slumber descending upon every living thing within the castle walls. Waiting for 100 years to pass, waiting for a prince, waiting for fate to finally complete its story. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into classic folklore, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tales from history and myth.